Hello, everyone. I am Julio Rezende. We are members of the mission 126, and this mission is happening during August 2022. And today, this mission is coordinated by Karen Bruneman, our commander, and we are developing a methodology different compared to other missions, because during this mission we are working as trainers of analog astronauts and also astronauts. And in this presentation today, I'll be talking about physical preparation of analog astronauts in Habitat Marte, but also bring some ideas to how this would happen in other analog stations, and also how this would be applied to also how to prepare the astronauts. But we are this is the first year that we are operating these since I believe now 1 year of that we are testing these methodologies related to physical preparation. Okay. First of all, we have some photos in International Space Station, not this first photo, but some of them. It's showing the different situations and different kind of exercises happening in the International Space Station. The first photo is a artist concept how this would be in a future space habitat. Okay. And also, since they start the operation of Chinese space station, here we have some animated GIFs showing the Chinese astronauts doing some exercises. Also, the astronauts call it taikonauts, based in Chinese space station, are provided different. They customize some equipments, fitness equipments like a bicycle and a treadmill. Okay, and they also have this is a stationary bike. Okay, and also they're using the resistance generated by electromagnetic force. Okay, to exercise the legs and keep the bones and muscles strong. One of the reasons related to practice of exercise on space is because the literature and the practical observation shows that when we without gravity, there's there's a loss of muscular tissues, and also problems of bones, and these and also other possible threats to the health of astronauts, like the eye tissue, and a lot of problems related to the lack of gravity, and this would bring a lot of health problems to the astronauts. Based on this, is necessary normally a practice around 2 hours each day to keep the health balanced. Okay, and in this case, also in the International Space Station, in Chinese Space Station, they have some equipments adapted to the exercise practice. And when we are talking about the analog stations in the world, as Habitat Marte, Lunaris, High Seas, and MDRS, if you like to experience the same conditions observed on space, it's necessary also we try to develop protocols related to exercises, to workouts, and what in this case we consider very interesting and important. We bring some discussion about this. Okay. And if you look the Sustainable Development Goals also is connected with the goal 3 related to good health and well-being. Okay, as in this case, some learnings like the regular practice of exercises would bring health to the astronauts. But if you look some spin-offs to Earth, if you practice regularly exercise on Earth, we have some improvements in our health. This would be a good guideline to our daily lives, how we can keep the regular exercise practice. In my point of view, this is also one important points in terms of selection of astronauts, because if you have two candidates, one is sedentary, the other candidate is a regular practitioner of exercise, probably the select astronaut will be a person that is regularly doing workouts, okay, because this person will have more adaptation and more resistance to deal with some hard situations on space. Okay, in this case, the connection with goal 3. About the workouts in space and in analog stations, some exercises are used to prevent musculoskeletal losses associated with space flight, also bring quality of life, also contributes to safety and self-confidence. A topic related to safety is if you have some astronauts with difficulty, this would bring unsafety situation to entire crew. In Habitat Marte, we have personal trainer is Fernando Oliveira. He's based in a state in north of Brazil. Is very far from where I am, and we was possible. We built a methodology of physical exercise to the practice of our analog astronauts. Okay. And also we developed and evaluate the workouts developed by analog astronauts. And the follow-up is developed remotely. And also some physical activities for analog astronauts. The first thing is a physical preparation. Also, Diana will be participating in one of the next in-person missions. And we have like a meeting today lately to discuss what kind of activities we can do to be more prepared to some activities that will be happening in Habitat Marte. Since they start the meeting or the mission, we have the activities in Space Analog Station. Okay, in this case, activities before, activities during the mission. And also during the mission, we collect data related to physical exercises, to workouts, and these probably this content of this data will be analyzed post the mission, after the mission. About the physical preparation, we have a form about health and safety, because we need to know some possible threats to the astronauts' health, and also we need to know a very important topic is about the heart health, how if have some threat related to the heart operation. Also, other topics like the breathing of something very important is also if the analog astronaut the astronaut is using prescribed medicine or psychiatric medicine presented or requested by a doctor. And it's very important we know about this, about some psychiatric medicine, if the person is consuming or not, because we need to have a greater attention, okay, about this. Before the mission, we provide some guidelines about physical activities and also some physical tests, and develop the follow-up. About this physical preparation protocol must be answered before the mission. The workouts can be very useful for analog astronauts to keep a better physical conditioning. The physical preparation will be required through extravehicular activity. One of the hardest extravehicular activities is there is a volcano close to Habitat Marte. It's a not active. It's a extinct volcano, but it's a 600 meters. It's the walking is not very easy. It's like 1 hour walking, and you need to know if the analog astronauts are prepared for this activity. Okay. Also, physical preparation can prevent cardiovascular injuries and accidents and high blood pressure. Okay, is this protocol especially for people over 45 years of age? In this case, if but you know that heart attack, heart problem is not independent sometimes of age. I have a friend that he has a son of 23 years old that he died recently with a heart attack. And this is one of our worries, because during the analysis station it's very different situation compared with our daily lives. We have some worries about, and we'd like to avoid a situation like this, because it would be very disturbing during one mission. Also, one of the next slides, but something very interesting. If possible, the analog astronauts has like an Apple Watch or other wearable like this, because would be possible identify during extravehicular activities the heartbeat. Because if you have like a normal heartbeat around 78 beats by minute, if you change a lot this, like to 160, we need to be worried about, and how to keep the heart frequency in a safe zone. Okay, and you need to be very aware, a great responsibility about this, to keep the analog astronauts in a safe situation. Okay. Also some goals to assess in advance the candidate's physical fitness, in order to identify if he or she has necessity, if he has has the necessary aptitude to extravehicular activities. Because if you identify if the candidate has some difficulty, we can avoid some possible extravehicular activities. Okay. And the candidates are evaluated remotely by a personal trainer. Some guidelines for participants: being comfort clothes, being in an area of 9 square meters, free for physical activity. In this case, for the remote follow-up, we access a link of virtual room in Zoom, and or have the phone in a positions that allows the Habitat Marte team to assess the performance of physical fitness activity. Okay, in this case, we're doing the follow-up remotely. Here we have some the physical fitness assessment protocol. Will be 1 minute of abdominal endurance test. We have the picture here representing this activity. Also 1 minute elbow flexion, and 12 minutes Cooper using an app, Strava or Apple Watch, the fitness application. And this information will be sent by WhatsApp to Habitat Marte Fitness Coach. Então, in this case, we have this information that we provide to our personal trainer to know how the candidate presents this condition. About the follow-up during a time, 1 or 2 months, the follow-up before the mission is done with virtual meetings with Habitat Marte Coach. Was create an app to guide the analog astronauts workouts. Questions can be answered by WhatsApp or video calls with the coach. And now, all of this is related to preparation for the analogy missions. And the second moment is related to activities in the moment of the space analog mission. And normally we are developing some warm-ups activities, like stretching the dorsal, stretching the pectoral muscle, quadriceps muscle stretch, the triceps muscle stretch. And these are some examples related to some warm-up activities in the when you are starting the preparation. After the warm-ups, we started the workouts. Some we can see in the photo in International Space Station, the astronauts using some rubber, some elastics to keep the astronaut in the treadmill. Okay. In this case, the workouts are developing with rubber and elastics to simulate the exercise performed in low gravity aboard of International Space Station. Also, also the use of dumbbells and mats also are integrated to these activities too. Some specific workouts. One of these is the ventral plank. This exercise is interesting to strengthen the abdominal and lower back muscles. Okay, this exercise here. Other interesting exercise is the elastic squat, the exercise for grouping the lower muscles more affected by microgravity. Also, the use of dumbbells exercise for biceps, and the advance with rubber elastics to develop the entire lower group. In this case, they are simple tools used for the exercises. And one of our interests for Habitat Marte, probably in the next year, we have like a gym, a gym for the exercise of analogy astronauts with a bike and a treadmill. And this probably will be one of our next investments for 2023. This case would be good, like 2 treadmills and one bike for the practice of exercises. And now the third part, we developed some Google form to collect the data. In this case, something interesting, we are collecting data before the exercise, before the workouts, and other Google form after workouts, and comparing this data before and after, because we have some expectancy that the physical exercises contributes to a better perception of health. In this case, we have some Likert scale, like some points like totally disagree to totally agree in some questions. These are typical example of questions that we are developing to evaluate the physical conditions, and in this case before and after the workouts. Some data about age, but now we are since now we have more missions, we have more updated details about it. About the well-being perception, we can see that 46% said that they feel very well about the well-being, and also 46% also agree about the well-being. It's very good results. And about the motivation, also 61% liked the exercise, and also 23 also agreed with increasement of motivation. Also, yes, this is some next steps about physical preparation of Marte, a gym, in this case, a treadmill, as I mentioned. In this case, we have the treadmill on International Space Station, a treadmill that available in the market to buy, and also a stationary bike, in, as you can see here. This would be some equipment interesting to have in our gym. And now some conclusions about this presentation. With workouts in Habitat Marte, analogous astronauts are awakening the interest to perform physical activities during the personal daily lives, attain physiological needs, bring personal benefits. This is interesting because sometimes we are changing the mindset, and you know that many of our participants are very busy with professional activities and also academic activities, because sometimes they are students in university, but we need to have more attention about, because probably this is an important point in terms of selection of astronauts. If you like to apply to some opportunity to become an astronaut, and now you know that there's more possibilities because we have some private companies participating in this process. Also, you know that like recently you have astronauts from Mexico, and also more recently an astronaut from Egypt. In this case, it's happening opportunities to many countries that probably if you wait only for NASA, this will be longer, because one of the points of selection of astronauts by NASA is be American citizen, and this is very restrict. But other private companies is not. They are more interested in topics of inclusion and also diversity, and sometimes accepting people from not Americans, and this is very interesting, and represents a opportunity to all of us participating in the analog missions. But if you consider to be a candidate and a competitive candidate, the health preparation, the physical, would be one of the points of selections. Probably depends of the selection process. This would be a question like you are regularly practicing workouts, and if it's like a electronic form, if you are mentioned that you are not practicing regularly exercise, you would be out of the selection process, and would be very key point. And also, you know that if you are normally keeping developing exercise, we would be more emotional and psychological resilient, and because it's easier we stay in a bed, right? Relaxing. But when we are practicing exercise, this is taken out us from a comfort zone, and it's not easy for many of us. But for astronauts, this is a very important point. Okay, workouts in Habitat Marte can be seen as an innovation and opportunity to identify new possibilities of research. Something, more 2 points that I like to say. We recently built a swimming pool, and we will be testing in our new your next in-person missions activities in the pool. What are the possible activities? Because in the swimming pool is possible to experience the lack of gravity. This is very good. We imagine some exercise. And the one of the last comments in something very interesting for space exploration in Apple. Apple developed a package called Apple One. In Apple One, you have the iCloud, the arcades, the Apple Music, Apple TV, and also the now a recent product called Apple Fitness, and they have different kinds of exercises in when also I can show some videos after my presentation. When you are using the Apple Watch, you try to reply the exercise that they are doing the video, and you'll be showing the screen how many calories are you burning in that activity. Also, if it's a workout related to yoga, the will be showed how you are the opposite, how the exercise is contributing to relax or you have the lower heartbeat. It's very interesting because it's integrating technology with well-being, also like a remote application. This will be very useful. About we'll try in one of the next analog missions because in the Apple Fitness they are presenting the guidelines to exercises and also monitoring your physical activities. And this is supposed to be very interesting. In this case, for our next in-person mission, we'll try the exercises in swimming pool and also the use of this application called Apple Fitness. To conclude, this research that we are developing generate a great range of quantitative data to also for the International Astronautical Congress in Paris next month, September. One of the papers will be about the workouts and also during the extracurricular activities are recorded and evaluated the data generated by Apple Watch. Is very interesting because also if you are climbing the Cabo volcano, what will be the dangerous moment in this process of if you need to include more stops during this activity. Yes, and it's a very fascinating topic. And now I'm concluding my presentation. Thanks so much.